Chosen one, do not scroll past this moment. Someone is waiting for you to fail. Yes. You felt the tightening in your chest the instant you heard those words. That subtle shift in your breathing was not fear alone, it was recognition. My child, if you had skipped this message, you would have walked away from a warning heaven insisted you hear. Stay with me. Every second you remain here, unseen protection is already surrounding you. Beloved, there are eyes upon your journey that you cannot see. There are hearts that secretly hope your steps will stumble, not because you have done wrong, but because your rising unsettles those who chose comfort over courage. You were never meant to blend into the background. You were never meant to shrink. And this is why resistance follows you. Do you remember how many times you almost gave up? How many silent battles you fought where no one applauded, no one understood, no one even noticed? Yet somehow, something carried you forward. That something was never luck. It was alignment. My child, there is a quiet tension in the spiritual atmosphere around you. Not chaos tension. The kind that forms when something valuable is being guarded, when something rare is being protected before it fully emerges. You are not being opposed because you are weak. You are being watched because you are dangerous to limitation. Feel that warmth spreading across your shoulders, that gentle heaviness as if invisible hands are steadying you. That sensation is not imagination, it is reassurance. Heaven has not looked away from you. But listen carefully now. Not everyone who smiles at you celebrates you. Not every voice offering encouragement carries pure intention. Some observe, some wait. Some measure how close you are to breaking. And yet this is the part they do not understand. Your delays were never signs of defeat. Your setbacks were never proof of abandonment. They were filtration. Yes, filtration. Because my child, if everything had worked instantly, if every door had opened without resistance, you would have carried unprepared hearts into spaces they were never meant to enter with you. Protection does not always feel gentle. Sometimes protection feels like frustration. Sometimes protection feels like isolation. Sometimes protection feels like standing alone while others advance. But do not turn away now. Something critical is being revealed. There is a pattern you have sensed but never fully named, a strange repetition of obstacles appearing right before progress, a peculiar heaviness that arrives just as clarity begins forming. This is not coincidence, this is pressure against your becoming. Chosen one, there are moments when unseen forces test endurance not to destroy you, but to expose who is truly rooted and who is merely curious, and you did not walk away. Even when exhausted, even when confused, even when misunderstood, if your spirit is responding to these words, if you feel that subtle wave of stillness moving through you right now, type these words with conviction: I will not break. Let your declaration echo beyond the screen, because what is approaching next, what heaven is preparing you to recognize, is far more strategic and far more personal than you have yet realized. My child, remain steady now. What you are about to understand is something few are willing to face with honesty. The opposition around you is not always loud, often it is silent. Chosen one, there are individuals who study your life without announcing their presence in your story. They observe your progress, your struggles, your pauses. They listen when you speak, yet measure what you reveal. They nod in agreement, yet quietly compare your path to their own. This is not paranoia. This is discernment awakening. Do you see how certain energies shift when you share good news? How enthusiasm becomes thin. How responses become delayed. How something subtle feels withdrawn. You did not imagine that. Sensitivity is a gift placed within you for survival. Beloved, envy rarely introduces itself with hostility. It wears patience. It disguises itself as neutrality. It waits, hoping circumstances will accomplish what confrontation cannot. But hear this clearly: no human intention outranks divine protection. Feel that gentle chill moving along your arms, that strange mixture of calm and alertness. That is not anxiety. That is awareness activating. Your spirit recognizes truth faster than your mind. Stay with this message. This next moment carries weight. My child, the pressure you have felt is not only external. There has also been an internal battle, a war between doubt and knowing, a tension between the voice that questions your worth and the deeper whisper that insists you are being guided. That conflict did not arise randomly, because if distraction cannot stop you, self-doubt will be sent. If criticism cannot shake you, confusion will attempt to slow you. If obstacles cannot defeat you, weariness will try to drain you. Chosen one, there are seasons designed to exhaust the uncommitted. Periods where nothing appears to move, where effort seems invisible, where silence feels endless. Yet you endured. Even when tired, even when uncertain, even when tempted to retreat into smaller dreams. And this is where the hidden truth begins to surface. Someone expected you to quit. Someone assumed pressure would fracture your resolve. Someone believed delay would dissolve your confidence. But you are still here, still rising, still breathing, still moving. Do not rush past this realization. Because what unsettles your observers is not your perfection. It is your persistence. Beloved, there is something profoundly threatening about a soul that refuses to collapse under invisible weight. Something deeply unsettling about a spirit that continues forward despite unanswered questions. You were never meant to be easily discouraged. You were never meant to surrender at the first sign of resistance. And now heaven is shifting something within you. That heaviness you carried, that quiet fatigue, that subtle sense of being tested, it is beginning to If you feel even the slightest sense of strengthening, a small return of clarity, a faint rekindling of inner stability, acknowledge it. Type softly, but with certainty, I remain protected, because in the unseen, movements are already unfolding, alignments are already adjusting, and what is about to change next will reveal who was merely watching and who was quietly waiting. Chosen one, breathe slowly. There is a reason your spirit feels both calm and unsettled at the same time. You are approaching recognition. My child, not every battle in your life was meant to be fought with force. Some were designed to sharpen your perception, to refine your ability to sense what words conceal, what smiles disguise, what silence attempts to hide. You have been learning to see without being told, learning to feel without visible proof, learning to trust what cannot be easily explained. Beloved, there is something you must understand now. Those who wait for your failure do not always act against you. Sometimes, they simply wait for you to act against yourself. Yes, remain with that truth, because discouragement is far more efficient when it rises from within. How many times did you question your own progress? How many nights did you replay your decisions, wondering if you were mistaken, wondering if your path was flawed, wondering if you had misunderstood your purpose? That voice of doubt felt like your own, but it was amplified by pressure. Chosen one, the unseen resistance around you has always searched for entry points, cracks formed by exhaustion, openings created by disappointment, vulnerabilities shaped by isolation, not to destroy you instantly, but to slowly reduce your momentum. Yet something extraordinary happened. You did not fully surrender. Even in moments when your confidence trembled, something deeper refused to release its hold on hope. Feel that subtle warmth forming near your chest right now. that quiet expansion, as if tension is loosening from the inside. That is not coincidence, that is confirmation. My child, heaven has been strengthening you in ways you could not measure. While you believed you were merely surviving, you were actually being stabilized. While you believed you were delayed, you were being fortified. While you believed you were losing energy, you were gaining endurance. Do not look away now, because this next revelation is delicate. Beloved, there are individuals who sense your shift before you announce it. People who feel the change in your presence, the quiet authority emerging in your voice, the subtle confidence stabilizing in your decisions. And this awareness unsettles them, not because you have harmed them, but because your evolution reflects their stagnation. Chosen one, growth is rarely celebrated by those committed to remaining unchanged. And you, whether slowly, painfully, invisibly, have been transforming. Your silence became wisdom. Your patience became strength. Your endurance became power. But listen closely now. The atmosphere around you is changing. What once felt like constant resistance is beginning to feel different, lighter, more fluid, less obstructed. This is not imagination. This is transition. If you feel even a faint sense of release, a subtle decrease in internal pressure, a gentle return of steadiness, anchor this moment. Whisper into the unseen by typing, "I feel the shift," because what is approaching is not merely relief. It is exposure. And very soon, very, very soon, something or someone will no longer be able to hide. My child, remain attentive. The shift you are sensing is not random movement. It is rearrangement. Chosen one, there are seasons when heaven does not remove obstacles immediately. Instead, it adjusts positions. It moves unseen up. It allows truth to surface gradually so your spirit can recognize without shock, without confusion, without unnecessary fear. Because sudden clarity can overwhelm an unprepared heart. But you are no longer who you once were. Beloved, something within you has matured. Your reactions have softened. Your discernment has sharpened. Your emotional turbulence has begun transforming into quiet observation. You have started noticing instead of instantly responding, feeling instead of immediately reacting, seeing instead of blindly trusting. That evolution was not accidental. Feel that stillness settling around your thoughts, that strange calm where your mind is alert yet peaceful. This is how awareness feels when it is guided rather than forced. Do not rush this moment. There are dynamics around you quietly shift. My child, when your energy changes, the unseen contracts tied to you begin to loosen. Connections that were sustained by your uncertainty start weakening. Attachments that fed on your self-doubt struggle to maintain influence. Because you are no longer vibrating at the same frequency. Chosen one, listen carefully now. Not everyone who stood near you was meant to walk with you. Not every presence was designed for your next season. Some were temporary witnesses. Some were situational companions. Some were silent evaluators. And as your path advances, separation becomes inevitable. Beloved, distance is not always loss. Silence is not always rejection. Disconnection is not always punishment. Sometimes it is protection removing interference. Have you noticed how certain interactions feel different lately? How conversations that once felt natural now feel strained? How energies that once felt comfortable now feel heavy, unclear, subtly uneasy? You are not imagining this. It is detecting misalignment. My child, when divine timing begins accelerating, anything incompatible with your next phase starts revealing friction. What once blended easily begins to resist. What once felt smooth begins to feel forced. This is not conflict. This is filtering. Stay with this message. because what unfolds next requires courage to accept. Chosen one, there are truths you will not be told directly, revelations that will not arrive through confrontation, realizations that will not be delivered through dramatic events. Instead, they will emerge through patterns, through shifts in behavior, through subtle inconsistencies your spirit can no longer ignore. Feel that faint tension in your stomach, that quiet tightening, not of fear, but of recognition preparing to form. This sensation is not discomfort. It is intuition stabilizing. Beloved, someone around you is already reacting to your shift. Someone senses their influence weakening. Someone feels the distance forming before you have even spoken a word. And what happens next will not come through what they say, but through what they cannot control much longer. Chosen one, stay grounded in the moment, because what is unfolding now is subtle, yet undeniable. My child, when influence begins to fade, reactions begin to surface, not always through open hostility, but through small revealing disturbances, a change in tone, a strange hesitation, an unexpected withdrawal of warmth, tiny fractures in what once appeared stable. You have already sensed this, that peculiar feeling, not anger, not sadness, but quiet observation, as if something inside you stepped back and began watching instead of participating. That is awareness maturing. Beloved, there is a sacred calm forming within you, a steadiness that no longer seeks immediate validation, no longer craves constant reassurance, no longer bends easily under subtle emotional pressure. This calm is not indifference, it is strength settling into place. Feel that gentle pressure behind your eyes, that faint sensation of clarity trying to sharpen. This is what happens when perception deepens beyond appearances. Do not turn away now, because this next truth is delicate. My child, those who wait for your failure often depend on your predictability. They rely on your self-doubt. They feel secure when you question yourself, when you shrink, when you hesitate. But something has disrupted that pattern. You have become less reactive, less explainable, less emotionally accessible. Chosen one, this is where the discomfort around you begins. Because when someone can no longer anticipate your inner world, control dissolves. Beloved, not all tension arises from conflict. Some tension arises from loss of influence. Have you noticed the subtle attempts to pull you back into old patterns? The unexpected comments that awaken old insecurities? The situations that strangely echo past struggles? These are not random echoes. These are resistance sensing separation. My child, growth creates distance long before physical space changes. Evolution alters connection long before conversations end. And you are already standing in a different energetic position. Feel that warmth moving through your hands, that faint vibration, like energy circulating more freely. This is how release often feels, not dramatic, but quietly stabilizing. Beloved, listen closely. Someone is beginning to realize you are no longer responding the way you used to, no longer absorbing the same pressures, no longer reacting to the same triggers. And this realization creates unease. Chosen one, when expectations collapse, hidden intentions begin surfacing, not through confession, but through behavior that can no longer remain perfectly masked. Stay very present now, because what reveals itself next will not be loud. It will not be obvious. It will not arrive with dramatic announcement. It will come softly, through something small, something subtle, something easy to dismiss unless you are fully awake. And my child, the sign you are about to notice has already begun moving toward you. Even now, my child, be very still inside yourself now, because the sign approaching you is not an event. It is a realization. Chosen one, heaven rarely shouts when truth is ready to surface. It whispers through subtle shifts, moments so ordinary that only the awakened spirit pauses long enough to recognize them. And you are being asked to notice. Beloved, the next movement in your journey will arrive disguised as something small, a conversation that feels slightly different, a reaction that does not align, a silence that speaks louder than words. Do not overlook what appears insignificant, for this is how clarity enters quietly. Feel that faint sensation in your chest, not heaviness, but a delicate tightening, like your spirit leaning forward. This is anticipation without anxiety, awareness without fear. Stay here with me. This moment matters more than you realize. My child, there are truths you will not learn through what people say. There are realities revealed only through what people cannot sustain, masks they cannot hold forever, energies they cannot perfectly control. Because pressure exposes. Chosen one, someone near your life, is already struggling to maintain a consistent vibration around you. The effort to appear unchanged, to sound supportive, to remain neutral, it is becoming exhausting. And exhaustion reveals authenticity. Beloved, watch the pattern. Watch what feels forced. Watch what suddenly feels unnatural. For the shift within you has begun disrupting illusions around you. Feel that subtle calm spreading through your breathing, that strange steadiness replacing urgency. This is not coincidence. This is your intuition anchoring itself. My child, recognition does not arrive as accusation. It arrives as knowing, a quiet certainty, a soft, undeniable clarity that does not need drama to validate its truth. And when this knowing lands, everything begins rearranging internally. Chosen one, listen carefully now. You are about to see something you have seen before. But this time, you will understand it differently. A familiar behavior, a repeated reaction, a small moment that once passed unnoticed. But now, with your perception sharpened, it will strike your awareness like sudden light through shadow. Do not rush past it. Do not rationalize it away. Do not silence what your spirit immediately understands. Because, my child, when this subtle sign finally settles into clarity, you will not feel anger. You will not feel shock. You will feel something far more powerful, a deep, unshakable stillness. And what follows that stillness will change the entire atmosphere around you. Chosen one, you have arrived at the edge of revelation. My child, the stillness you feel now is not absence. It is presence, divine presence aligning with your awakening. Every subtle vibration in your chest, every warmth in your hands, every tingling along your spine, it is heaven confirming you have endured, you have persisted, you have remained faithful. Beloved, someone waited for you to falter. They hoped your faith would waver. They counted on your doubt. They relied on the moment you might question your worth. But you did not fail. Even when trials pressed upon you like invisible hands, even when discouragement whispered in the quiet corners of your mind, even when isolation tried to convince you that no one understood your journey, you stayed. And now, heaven moves. Feel it, my child, the subtle peace spreading from your chest outward, that gentle alignment of spirit and purpose, that quiet power that hums beneath your ribs. It is not imagination. It is proof that the tides have shifted. The forces that once sought your misstep, they are still present, but their influence wanes. The strategies designed to shake your confidence, to make you question your path, they now encounter resistance they cannot breach. Beloved, recognize this. You are no longer on the same frequency that allowed interference to persist. Your spirit has been fortified, tempered, and prepared. Type now if you feel it, if your soul recognizes it. I am aligned. I am protected. I am ready. Chosen one, the alignment is happening in real time. What once moved against you is now responding to the shift within you. Relationships, circumstances, unseen energies, all are realigning. What heaven has decreed cannot be undone. There is calm now, but do not mistake this calm for passivity. This is the power of endurance. This is the assurance of divine orchestration. This is the moment when the hidden observers realize that the chosen one cannot be contained, delayed, or diminished. And my child, the most important truth arrives here. You were never alone, not in doubt, not in struggle, not in the moments that felt unbearable. Archangel Michael and the very presence of heaven have been moving in tandem with every step you've taken. This is why you are still here. This is why you have not fallen, and this is why what begins now cannot be stopped. Beloved, type it, speak it, feel it. Let heaven hear your declaration. It is done. I receive. I am ready. Your breakthrough is already in motion. The weight that once pressed against you has been lifted. The unseen watchers who counted on your failure, they are now witnesses to your victory in process. And as you breathe this truth into every fiber of your being, you will notice something miraculous, a shift within, a stillness deeper than ever before, a knowing that the battle was never yours alone. Heaven has spoken, and the message is clear. You are chosen, you are protected, you are rising. Do not forget to stay aligned, like, subscribe, and share this message with at least 3 others who need this confirmation. Every act of faith multiplies the movement of heaven in your life. Because, my child, what has been unleashed now cannot be contained. The chosen one walks forward, fully armored in spirit, fully aligned with destiny, and fully aware no one and nothing can make you fail. Amen. Chosen one, this is the moment heaven has been guiding you toward. My child, feel the calm that now settles across your spirit. That subtle warmth, the gentle pressure in your chest, the quiet vibration along your hands. It is not coincidence. It is confirmation. Every trial, every pause, every silent battle has led to this exact alignment. Beloved, take this deeply into your soul. What you have endured, what you have resisted, what you have refused to surrender. It has already shifted the atmosphere around you. What once sought to stop you, what once tried to make you falter, is now powerless. The very forces that waited for your failure are now witnesses to your rise. You are not merely surviving. You are transforming. Your path is no longer defined by uncertainty. Your steps are guided. Your heart is fortified. Your spirit is armored by heaven itself. Archangel Michael walks beside you. Guardian angels encircle you. Divine presence flows within you. Every hesitation you experienced, every doubt you felt, has been replaced by a still, unshakable knowing. You are chosen, you are protected, you are unstoppable. Now, my child, seal this truth within yourself. Speak it aloud. Declare it to heaven, to your spirit, to the universe. It is done. I receive. I am aligned. Beloved, this is not the end. This is the beginning of the full manifestation of your purpose. Every subtle sign you have ignored, every whisper you hesitated to trust, now unfolds with clarity. The breakthrough you sensed was coming is already in motion. Heaven confirms it. Your breakthrough cannot be denied. Stay anchored in this truth. Let it guide your choices. Let it shape your actions. Let it protect your peace. Share this message with at least 3 others who need encouragement. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications as an act of agreement with what heaven has spoken today. Every act of faith strengthens the alignment. chosen one, breathe deeply. Feel the stillness, the power, the undeniable certainty. The battle has been won not in outward display, but in the quiet endurance of your heart. You have not failed, you cannot fail, and now go forward in peace, in protection, in purpose. Heaven has spoken. The shift has begun. Your rise is inevitable. Amen.